know what happened here. I guess we on a roll again. We'll see. So, basically, let me just go ahead and let me go ahead and put this where I can see the comments, because you know that I am blind in one eye and can't see out the other. So I'm just going to do that. And I realized that it is a holiday for some of y'all, but the ladies that I had spoken to last week said that it really didn't matter. So we're just gonna I'm just gonna go ahead and let me share the video first. And when you come on, I'm asking you to share the video. Because sharing is caring. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking. And if you're watching the replay, I want to thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, you can just send me a message or inbox me. But we got on the subject last week of procrastination, and we was going to have a discussion about it today. So basically, I'm going to have that discussion right now. Because we wanted to learn to know how to overcome procrastination. Now, I know I am a big procrastinator because I've been doing it for a minute. And when I was on my job, I worked better under pressure, I think, because I was always able to meet my deadlines and get things done, even though I started waited to the last minute to do it. And if it's something that I know that I can do, then I'll wait to the last minute and then I'll get it done. Other things just don't work out like that. So for instance, my Creative Keys group, that is a subject we will discuss later. So first of all, you have to know what procrastination is. And procrastination is weirdly an active process of choosing not to do a particular project or a particular thing, or doing something else instead of doing what you are supposed to be doing, right? And so you don't get procrastination and laziness mixed up, because those are two totally different things. Like being a procrastinator is not being lazy at all, because being lazy is just not doing anything. It's not waiting to the last minute to do it. It's not doing anything at all. So what procrastination does to us is it makes us feel guilty. We feel ashamed. We feel unworthy. We feel like failures. And it makes us, we fall into the habit and we keep doing the same thing, or putting off doing those things, and creating a lot of stress for ourselves. And that goes for me in the situation I'm in right now with my website. I really need to work on it. I really do. But I've been putting it off and doing other little things. And so it's time to go ahead and get that done. So I was going to share some tips with you guys to let you know what works for me whenever I feel overwhelmed, or I know that I'm really putting stuff off. So the first thing, well, before you even attempt to break the habit of procrastination, you pretty much are going to have to realize or recognize that you are a procrastinator. And anybody that does that, they know, you know already that you are a procrastinator. I mean, if you wait to the last minute to do anything in particular, you still waited. So instead of just going ahead and knocking that thing out, you just sit around and chill. You do other little stuff like check your email 100 times, scroll through Instagram, check your Facebook status, go see what your friends are up to. You do all of those things instead of doing the big thing that you're supposed to be doing for yourself: starting a business, starting a blog, relaunching a business, writing a book, writing a TV show, creating anything. And that's another thing, because a lot of procrastinators are creative people, and so sometimes our minds don't stick on one thing long enough to get it done. Also, procrastination can be a sign of other things like ADHD, OCD. If you've had any kind of traumatic experience, it could be due to that as well, because I've noticed that before in my own life. But anyway, once you recognize it, you have to identify why you do it, which I just kind of went over that. You have to figure out why it is that you do it. Is it because you consider it boring? Is it because it's really like not that big of a deal to you? Are you afraid of getting started on that particular project? Are you just putting it off just because you really don't want to deal with it? Those are the projects that you need to go ahead and hit them like head first. Get in there and just, go for it. Just get it done. So the thing about that is, once you start accomplishing those goals and once you start hitting them head on, then you'll get the reward of, hey, I accomplished this, I finished this, and hey, I don't have to worry about doing this anymore because it's done. It's a done dollar. So that's another thing. If you are a perfectionist, and sometimes if you're like, okay, I'm going to wait till I get a new computer. I'm going to wait till I get my room set up. I'm going to wait till I get the right lighting. I think I need to wait until I have the background singers and the background dancers and the disco balls and all of that other stuff. If you want to wait to do that before you start your blog or do your YouTube channel, then you're just procrastinating, and you need to get on there and do it. When I first started doing YouTube videos, I was sitting in my bathroom. Yeah. Sitting in my bathroom with my little camera up on a little plastic stand. So get into that. So you need to try new strategies to help you with this. First of all, no matter how long you've been procrastinating or what it is you've been procrastinating about, you need to just go ahead and forgive yourself for being who you are. Like, hey, this is me. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to break the habit, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do better, right? So it helps me. So here's how I get shit done. I minimize my distractions. I just recently had to start turning off my phone because nobody will call me until I'm really trying to do something. And then they will then they will call me, and then I'll get distracted, and then I'll end up on the phone for hours at a time. Or I get distracted again by Instagram, by Facebook, by all the social media. So what I do is I minimize my distractions by turning off my phone. The other thing that I do is I write it down. I write down the things that I have to do, and then I give myself a time frame for doing them. And then that way I can say, hey, in the morning I'll get up, I'll have my coffee by this time, my breakfast by this time I'll be done doing A, by this time I'll be done doing B. And sometimes if I do that, then I finish all of the little tasks, I finish them, I knock them out so that I can get to the bigger meat and potatoes of it. So that's another thing that I do. So minimize your distractions, write it down, give yourself a time frame, and if you need to, ask somebody to check on you to make sure that you are on schedule with everything, right? Okay, so I am going to end this video, which it turns out it's a video instead of being a live, which is cool. But I'm going to end this, and if you want to join me on Creative Keys, I'm going to put the information up, because we'll discuss more things like this, and we'll discuss other issues too. All right, I am out of here. Peace and toodles.